Hello there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, the Out of Infinity, episode 24. Last time, Tsugumi got on the loose, despite supposedly being injured. Pretty badly. You said she shouldn't be able to move within 2 months, but Takeshi found her down on the 3rd level, leaning against the pipes. She's doing something to him. Let's find out what's going on. She's Tsugumi, so we shouldn't expect her to cooperate. Well, people who say there's nothing behind me are very rarely telling the truth. Really? I casually tried to angle around so that I could see the pipes behind her. What? She changed position. She didn't want me to go behind her. She had taken another step back and knocked something off. Along with a small splash of water, several screws or nuts fell into the crevice between ducts. She quietly looked around. Favoring her right leg, she slowly turned. With her back to me, she looked further back into the room. Then took a relieved, if amazed, breath. What was going on? Then pushing me aside, she tried to head out of the room. Excuse me. Hey, Tsugumi, Dragging her right leg, she tried to leave. Wait! I put my hands on her shoulders. Oh, will you never learn? Takeshi, don't touch her! But she shook them right off. She glared at me without trying to hide her annoyance. She spat the words out all at once. But I didn't let up and fired a question back at her. What are you doing here? Are you looking for something? Are you finishing up some repairs? You won't answer stupid questions, is that it? She was trying to make a wall of words. Sure. I shot back, trying to make a crack in the wall that she had up. I came here on my own. I left the others. Because I heard that you came here on your own. Because my hurt friend suddenly went missing, that's why. Of course I came looking for you. Her expression grew more and more severe. Tsugumi, cut it out! I snapped. I clenched my fist. Then I shoved it in her face. You want some of this? You want some of this? Is that what he's saying to her? But I stopped it just in front of her nose. Okay, apparently not. She didn't even flinch. Believe me, I don't want to be friends with someone like you. But we don't have a choice. We all want to get out of here. Don't you want to get out of here as soon as possible? As long as we're in the same boat, we're friends. In Japan, people with the same goal are called friends. Nakama? Nakama. Nakama. Nakama, nakama. またそう。あなたはそんなことを言ってばかり。そういう慣れ慣れしい偽善的な関係、吐き気がするの。Tsugumi's voice stayed completely cool. There was no place for my raised fist to go. それからもう一つ。あなた、昨日私が言ったこと聞いてなかったの。私は脱出したいなんて思ってないから。
だから仲間なんかじゃないの。日本でもドイツでもアメリカでも同じ。いい？私は仲間じゃない。だからもう二度と話しかけないで。
She's seeming to try to make herself pretty clear here. I lowered my hand. I couldn't say anything. Giving me a glance, she moved toward the door, dragging her foot. She was moving awkwardly, still dragging her left foot. Left foot? Left foot? Did I say left foot? Whoa, 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 wait a second. I yelled with all my might. One story up, you turned to the kid and said, "Did you say something?"
何よ、話しかけないでって言ったでしょ。
She turned around forcefully. Your foot.
え？
Your foot. Is it alright? The leg you hurt the other day was your right leg, wasn't it? Her face stiffened. Her eyes flicked away. She averted her gaze. She stood rock still. What was going on? Let me see. I grabbed the hem of her skirt and without hesitating, yanked it up. Oh, Takeshi, you better hope she's still injured. You better hope to everything holy that she's still injured, 'cause she's gonna kick your butt if she's not, and probably would even if she is injured. An immediate, brutal slap. What did you expect, Takeshi? Tsugumi took off running. I guess he had to know. I suppose curiosity killed the Takeshi. The sound of her footfalls grew faint, as did her shadow disappearing down the hallway. What was left of was me, stunned. She had hammered my cheek. I might have broken teeth. I might have a nosebleed. She hit me so hard my brain rattled. But I didn't feel any pain. That's a horrible sign. That means you're probably seriously injured if you're not feeling any pain. Compound fracture of the right thigh bone. Injuries requiring 40 stitches, and she could run a day later.
おかえりなさい、倉成さん。
Sora greeted me as I stepped out of the elevator into his waiting stop. Thanks.
倉成さん、顔ちょっと腫れてます。
Yeah, I know. Sora ready to man, why can't I read? Sora ready to compress for me back in the infirmary. I left the room holding it.
小町さんはもうしばらくしたらこのフロアに戻ってきます。ですけど、もし彼女を見つけてもあまり責めたり怒ったりしないであげてください。
Huh?
少しの間、彼女の思う通りにさせておいてあげた方がいいと思うんです。
But why? Cause she might kill everybody. Nah, I'm making her seem more mean than she really is, but I say she's definitely the toughest of all of them. I pressed the compress to my cheek. It started to hurt right about the time I had forgotten about it.
今の小町さんは相当ナーバスになっているんじゃないでしょうか。彼女には何か思うところがあって、いろいろ胸の内で考えていることがあって、今は誰の言葉も耳に入らない。今はまだ素直に聞くことができないんですよ、きっと。怪我のことはもちろん気がかりですが、しばらくそっとしておいてあげましょう。もし彼女の身に危険があれば皆さんにすぐお知らせします。 ですからあと少しの間だけお願いします、倉成さん。
Alright. I nodded assent to Sora's earnest request. I went slowly down the stairs of Drite's stop. My footsteps echoed
小
quietly.
町さんがここにいるのは偶然ではない気がします。
Sora continued speaking right next to me. Not an accident?
詳しいことは私には分かりません。私は今まで彼女のような事例に出会ったことがないんです。データがありません。ですが小町さんは確かに何かしらの事情をお持ちのような気がするんです。たやすく触れることのできない事情、他人には容易には理解することのできない何か。彼女が足の怪我を押してでも行動しなければならないほどの理由、それを感じるんです。先ほど田中さんも同じようなことを言っていらっしゃいました。
You was?
ええ、だからあまり踏み込んではいけない。本人に話す気がないのなら踏み込むべきではないって。
I see. Maybe I had gotten a little too close to her boundaries. No, Takeshi. Pulling her skirt up. Wasn't getting too close to her boundaries. Obviously. Boundaries she didn't want invaded. Whatever feelings and reasons she didn't want us to know about. Was that why I was warned, harassed, and pummeled? It's a part of it. If I thought about it that way, it made more sense. Well, maybe so. Maybe it came down too hard. Oh, and don't forget that you put your fist in her face right beforehand. Quite aggressive with your information gathering. Several hours went by. Ooh, it's on late at night. Or, well, not late at night, but they've only got, this is the 4th day, so they've got only supposedly between 12 and 24 hours to live, don't they? Somewhere like that. Cool. In the end, I hung around. Yeah, cool, they might die soon, yay! In the end, I hung around in LeMU by myself and just killed some time. I didn't see Tsugumi during that time. I decided to have an early dinner. You, Coco, and the kid had finished their meal and moved to the rest area where they were relaxing and letting their food digest. Okay then, I had almost finished tidying up the kiosk. I pulled out the object I had secretly hidden behind the warmer. Actually, there had been one sausage left at the back of the refrigerator. There were no hot dog buns, so I stuffed the sausage into a bread roll. I slapped on the ketchup and mustard and took a big bite. Ah, this is so good. My mouth filled with a juicy flavor as I bit down. Meat. Fried chicken sandwiches were good, but not every meal, every single day. I hid in the back of the kiosk and devoured the sausage. It'd be hilarious if it actually showed the image of him like crouched in the kiosk. Surprised by Coco's voice, I choked on a piece of sausage. Coco appeared in front of me. Blinking and struggling, I finally managed to swallow the chunk of meat. Too bad that scene didn't happen in one of them days when my voice is kind of a little bit my sinuses are kind of clogging my throat up. I swallowed the rest of the sausage in one bite to remove the evidence. I struggled to control my breathing. Coco. Not a word about what you just saw, okay?
いいけど。たけぴょん、さっきサンド食べてなかったみたいだったから。そっか、みんなの食事が終わってからゆっくり食べるつもりだったんだね。
Yeah, that's it.
なんだ、そっかそっか。よかったよかった。食欲ないのかと思って、ここちょっぴり気にしてたんだ。
No, I'm fine. I ate. I scratched my head. Sorry, Coco. I was selfishly eating a sausage all by myself. Please forgive me. Inside, I apologized silently to her.
そうだ。たけぴょん、たけぴょん。さっきソラさんから聞いたんだけど、ソラさんがね、つぐみんと少し話をしてきたって言ってたよ。
Oh, really? Surprised, I blinked. She spoke to Tsugumi.
つぐみん救護室に戻ってきたんだって。
Really?
それでなんかね、つぐみん救護室でソラさんに会ったら、ちょっとやりすぎちゃった、機械とか壊しちゃってごめんねって言って部屋を片付けたりしたんだって。
Apologized? Tsugumi?
ココはそう聞いたよ。
I was surprised. No, I was really surprised. What else? Did you hear anything else?
他にソラさん、つぐみんに質問されたんだって。
Asking questions?
ちょっと変わった質問。
A strange question? What did she ask? I must know.
どんなのだったかな。そうそう。私の過去について何か知っているかってな感じなことをつぐみんがソラさんに聞いて、
And?
ソラさんは知らないって答えたんだって。つぐみんはそれで納得したみたい。
Is that it?
それだけ。
Oh,
確かにちょこっと変な質問かもね。
yes. It was very weird. Coco, where's Tsugumi now? I said this, trying to restrain my sense of urgency. I like how he always says after the line, how the line is supposed to be said, dang it. Like I would have said, Coco, where's Tsugumi now? Actually, that was horrible. Never mind. They're doing it right.
いると思うよ。ベッドに寝てるんだって。ソラさんがそう言ってた。
Bed. She went back to the infirmary and went to bed? Oops.
そのはずだよ。
Are you sure? Is that where she is now?
多分。
Probably, huh? Alright then, I think I'll go and check on her. Takeshi, you may be an idiot, but at least you stick with what you stick to your guns. You go full ahead and you try. There's smarter people than that don't, so I'll give you that. She'll probably kill you for it, but I'll give you props for the determination. What is it? What, Coco? Is there something on my face? For some reason, Coco was staring at my face. She laughed quietly.
たけぴょんってつぐみんのこと好きなんだね。
Huh? You gotta be kidding me. There's no way.
そうかな。ここにはたけぴょんの顔にそう書いてあるみたいに見えたんだけどな。
Huh? Flustered, I rubbed at my face. The thing came off on my hands. At least nobody had been writing on my face again. Coco, watching me, had a smile as bright as the sun. Don't give her ideas, Takeshi. Now she'll do it. I left Coco and went to the second floor infirmary. I hope she's resting properly. Hey, Tsugumi, can I come in? I spoke into the intercom and opened the door. The infirmary was quiet again. All the smashed equipment had been tidied up. Like how he did ask, can I come in? Quite a pointless question, actually, because of course he can come in. No reason he didn't get a response. Sure enough, Tsugumi was there. Oh, you really are in bed. I don't believe it. Perhaps sensing my presence, Tsugumi opened her eyes. Wait a second, which leg was that? Because she was dragging her right leg earlier, and that's the leg that's in the bandage, isn't it? I'll have to go back and check that. But yeah, okay. Did I read that? Perhaps sensing my presence, Tsugumi opened her eyes. Maybe it was the entrance. Maybe it was you, your exclamation like, "Oh my gosh, you're really in bed!" That woke her up right there. Then the sensing of the presence. Her voice was normal. No, not at all. I was just surprised. That's all. Oh yeah, surprised. You came back. It's a rather small amount of places she can go, so what's she gonna do? Hide in the closet? Exactly. Hey, that's not what no, never mind. Anyway, I'm glad you're back. Yeah, glad, relieved. Tsugumi looked at me intently. As she spoke, she lay back down and slowly closed her eyes. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, you hungry? You want me to make you a sandwich? Oh, she responded, okay. Okay, I'll go get you one. Wait right here. I'll be back soon, okay? So don't move. I tried not to make any noise as I left. As soon as I got out of the infirmary, I sprinted to the third floor. The kiosk had been cleaned up, but I turned the fryer back on and heated up the chicken. I hurried, but worked carefully. I heated the bread and browned it slightly. I spread on the special sauce and chose the best piece of lettuce. Hurriedly wrapping the hot sandwich, I left the kiosk. I sprinted back to the infirmary. I had been away for less than 10 minutes. She's probably sick of waiting. I punched the open button until the door opened. Sorry I took so long. I called out softly as I approached the quiet bed. I took more trouble with this than usual. It's a masterpiece. Eat it before it gets cold. Huh? Maybe she was asleep. I approached the bed, but there was no answer. Hey, Tsugumi? Tsugumi, here's your food. A delicious sandwich. Get it while it's hot. I called softly, but there was no response. Tsugumi! I tried yelling. I said, here's your food! Are you going to eat it? Say something. Kinda confused. Is he not approaching the bed or something? Oh. I pulled back the blanket on the bed. Oh. Tsugumi wasn't there. Oh, Takeshi, you fell for the oldest trick in the book. She gotcha, Takeshi. The bed was still slightly warm. She's gone. I told her not to move. And from your past history, you know she'll always do what you tell her to. I let out a deep sigh. I held my head in my hands. I resisted the urge to throw the sandwich against the wall. Where on earth did that stupid girl run off to? Without thinking about it, I stamped my foot. I felt something hard under my shoe. Huh? I lifted my foot and looked down. Whatever I had stepped on was pulverized under my feet. The small pieces smelled faintly. I bent down and spread them out on my hand. Looks like nuts. Glancing under the bed, I found a rolled up sheet stuffed underneath. I pulled it out. I found a bag which had probably contained the nuts, and an empty box. They looked like souvenirs bought at some shop. Were these here when we searched the place? Had Tsugumi smuggled them in? Was she eating them in secret? No, that explanation didn't feel quite right. Oh yeah, I do remember something now. Okay, I remember something now. I thought the nuts were crushed because I had stepped on them. But there were also a large amount of powder under the bed. Someone had deliberately crushed the nuts. I pulled the box out from under the bed and glanced inside. A section of the lid had been torn off and the box was filled with cotton, with a soft hollow in the center. It looked like the nest of some small animal. I considered the evidence. The cotton in the box and the scattered pieces of nut. Did Tsugumi have some kind of pet? It seemed a reasonable conclusion. In that case, maybe she's gone looking for a pet. But where exactly? I couldn't ask Sora. I called Sora from the infirmary terminal, but she didn't appear. I looked at the map of LeMU on the monitor, but could detect no signs of life. Where in the vicinity would LeMU's... Where in LeMU's vicinity would there be a large terminal functioning? Of course, the security office. If I went there, I would probably learn something. I left the infirmary and turned left down a corridor. When I arrived at the security office, I opened the door and flew inside. There was somebody already there. Oh, good job. Tsugumi was sitting in a chair in front of the console. She was engrossed in something and didn't notice me come in. She was doing something at the console. On the screen was a zoomed-in section of a mouth. A strange point of light was moving across the enlarged section of the mouth. The light indicated a sign of life. She hit the key. One portion of the screen changed, and the remote camera zoomed in on whatever was reacting. A living creature was visible on the monitor. Tsugumi breathed a sigh of relief. A rat? At the sound of my whisper, a rat. Tsugumi swung around. She blinked. It's a rat, isn't it? A gray rat was running along a pipe. The map showed the isolated sector on the 3rd floor. Is it that rat you're looking for?
Masaka.
Tsugumi was obviously flustered. I looked under your bed and saw the box. There were nuts everywhere. She looked away. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I know you got a rat. Anyway, I wonder how that dirty rodent got here. Tsugumi's voice was suddenly hysterical. I was a little taken aback. It's not a rat? A Jungarian hamster. I guess that's how it's said. They're like, you know, I've seen genie spelled kind of like the genie. So is that Jungarian hamster? Really? Oh, so that's what it's called, a Jungarian, huh? You're pretty knowledgeable, Tsugumi. Her chest puffed out slightly. So, you were looking for that rat? Oh, sorry, not rat, but hamster. You're looking for the hamster. Tsugumi seemed to nod her head, reluctantly. The movement was so small I wasn't even sure if she had made it. Tsugumi looked back at the monitor. Pipe? Oh, I see. Her finger traced the map. Nobody could walk to where the hamster was. Yeah, that's true. The top right of the screen showed an area underwater. It seemed there was one room still empty. It was even further away than the isolated area on the 3rd floor. It wasn't very clear on this map, but there was one emergency corridor in the section. I committed LeMU's map to memory. Jeez, I guess I'll just have to go save the day with the hamster. I grabbed a plastic bag from the trash can and headed for the exit. So, it would seem like Takeshi is going on the great hamster rescue mission. Or probably what I call the next episode. But, anyway, that's as good a point to cut it off as any. Hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Farewell.